Okay, welcome back. So this is going to be the final video in our character modeling part of this tutorial series, where we're going to model our neck and connect our head to our body, and then we'll have the entire character modeled. And the next set of videos then we'll go through the rigging of the character and stuff like that. So to get us started on finishing our character, I'm going to go into my left view, and I'm just going to create a cylinder to start the neck off and get it roughly the size I want. Rotate it. I'm going to put this material on it again and just position it where I want. So I'm going to rotate it this angle just so I can kind of line it up with our neck on our character. Maybe rotate it a little bit less. I'm going to put it around about here. So I'm going to leave a big enough gap here because I'm going to have another 2 rows of polygons here, I think, rather than 1. So with this, I'm just going to reduce the height of it quite a lot, something like this. And this is a 10-sided cylinder, so as I was saying in the last video, we need 10 edges here to connect to our neck, and we've 10 edges on this side of our face, our head as well. And on this cylinder we're only going to have 5 because it's 10-sided, but I'm going to be taking off half of it, so we're going to be left with 5. But for now, that's fine. I'm just going to leave it like that. So I'm going to grab this bottom polygon here, this one here, and I'm just going to scale this on all axes just to get it lined up kind of with the shape our neck is taking. And then I'm going to delete this polygon and just start using my edge loops again. Again, that's just a way I prefer to do it. I'm going to rotate this once, actually, just 5 degrees, and position it again. Then I'm going to hold down shift and drag out another set of polygons, and I'm going to line this up somewhere along here, I think. And again, just position this, and I'm going to rotate this one as well. So I'll maybe scale this in a little bit more. Okay, so now we have this, and what I'm going to do now, actually, is before I do any more, just delete that half of the neck. And I can see here my arm is getting in the way yet again, so I'm just going to grow this selection till I just have this part of the arm, I think, and just hide this. So I'm leaving quite a lot of the arm because I only need to see this top bit. I'm going to actually delete these top polygons now that I want to get rid of. So those 8 polygons there, I'm going to leave this strip because this is connecting onto the shoulder, and I seem to have an edge here. So I've got this vertex up here, I don't know why that is, so just check here. I've got 2 vertices here where there should only be 1, so I'm just going to weld them together, and that'll fix that problem. Okay, so now with this, what I'm going to do now is actually attach my neck to the rest of my body. So now we have that, and let's see. So now we need to get the extra edges that we're going to need. So, wow, I can't orbit properly. Again. Okay, so what I need to do basically is double the amount of edges we have here. So I need to put a connection in every single bit. And to do this, I'm actually going to use Swift Loop. So to get the Swift Loop, you just go up here to your modeling ribbon and over to the edit one, and if you don't have this ribbon, I think you can just enable it somehow. Let me just check how you enable not actually sure where the ribbon is. Let's see if I bring up this. No. Anyway, you should have this panel here. I think it might be this. Oh, there's this button here. You just toggle that on and you'll have these extra bits here if you don't already. And in the edit under modeling you have Swift Loop. If you select this, you'll see it does pretty much the same as the Connect. It puts in a edge, but you can manually place it. The cool thing about this is if you hold down Shift, you'll see the edge kind of pops out a bit. And what that's doing, it's keeping the shape of our edge. So if I put one in here, say, you'll see this edge has now turned a bit. If I didn't hold down Shift, it just put an edge like a Connect. But with Shift held down, I can kind of round out the shape as I put them in. So I'm just going to put one in between each set of edges. So now we've got 10 edges along here. And just right click to stop using Swift Loop then. So now with this, what I'm going to do is just kind of figure out where I'm going to line these up. So, man, my zoom is messed up. Okay. So this vertex is going to go to here, this is to here, this is to here, this is to here, and this one is going to go to here. So I'm just going to kind of turn on my edge constraints and move this over a little bit, just to get it a bit closer to the area it's meant to weld to. So just kind of move all these back a little bit out of the way. Just with edge constraints on, this doesn't really matter. I'm not actually changing the shape of our neck too much. So something like that. What I might actually do is turn off my edge constraints and just pull these back a little bit. So pull them back a bit. Maybe deselect that one, pull this back a bit more, deselect and pull it back. Just do the same with all these, just to kind of straighten the back of the neck a bit, because the back is actually quite straight, especially connecting onto here. Let me just pull this out a little bit more. Okay, so we have all this now. Just maybe line these up a bit better in the front as well. So this is going to come over to about here, and they're going to arc in quite far actually on these bits. So I won't go too worried about that. So that's going to go to there. Okay, so now we have our neck kind of laid out the way we want it. So all I'm going to do now is select this edge loop. In fact, no, I'm going to bridge all these gaps. So with the bridge tool, just going to go from edge to edge. Kind of close up all these holes. So around like this. And there we go. Now we're done with that. So now what we can do is, I'm just going to put one last connect in here. Just kind of shape out this bit of the back area here. So I'm just going to pull all these back and raise them up a little bit here maybe, just so they start to curve around. Now I can start raising this up as well. Okay, so just something like this. And just check all my views. What's this point here? That's the top of the peg. It's coming up a bit too far maybe. Okay, so now we've got all this. I'm just going to pull these ones in a little bit. Maybe pull this entire bit out. Just again, all I'm doing here is just reorganizing some of these shapes. So this point here, actually at this point now I can unhide my arm again in polygon mode and just start to get this shape a bit better here. So I'm just going to pull this up. I'm going to start to pull all this up, in fact, just to try match this muscle on the reference. I'm not going to go up as far as that muscle does. In fact, I might take this down a little bit and then can pull this up, just so when it gets to the neck it starts to go back in a little bit. And then I'm going to have to do the same with all these. So I'm going to pull these, let's see, in my left view I'm going to pull them up. Ones. So grab all them in this view. I'm just going to pull them up to somewhere here. Maybe pull this one up a little bit higher. As we go around, it'll kind of come back down a little bit. So maybe that one can come down a bit. Yeah. And once more, I think, will be all we're doing. So again, pull these up and over here a bit. Maybe start to roll this down a little bit faster, so it'll come kind of down this way. In my back view, I'm just going to arrange these a little bit better. This I think is good. Yeah. I still think they need to come up a little bit more. So what I am going to do is pull this one up as well, and in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so this last row will come up as well, just a little bit. Not as much as the rest though. I'm just double checking my back view. I seem to have moved that quite a lot. Okay, so now what we can do is just round that out a bit. And this is going to come back this way a little bit. Okay. That point there is a bit wonky. Alright, so now in our left view I'm just going to check all this again. What I might do is just bring these in a little bit to kind of dip the front of the chest shape. And just double check everything again. I'm going to make one more extrusion here. Pull this in a little bit, maybe down to there. Right, so now we have this. So what we can do now is grab all this and attach our head to it. And now the same thing we did last time, I'm just going to select all those edges and use bridge. It should bridge them all properly, which it has. So what I want to do is maybe, let's see, in my left view I'll pull this up to here and then into here, just so I have a pulling in there. And the head. So something like that. And then I'm just going to move the head ones as well. I want this to go up here. This to go up here. So these can come down a bit as well. And then all these will start to come up here a little bit. This one won't though. Yeah, so we have this now. I think what I could do is maybe turn off my edge constraints again, and maybe just all these along the edge here can just come in a little bit tighter. Maybe this one as well, just to give that shape to the edge of the neck. Okay, so this is pretty much our character done now, by the way. Just kind of fine tuning some of this shape that I want. Might move this edge up a little bit with edge constraints on again. Same with this one. Just pull it up a little bit. In fact, I may move all these up a little bit. And then kind of space these out a bit more again. Okay, so I'll turn off my edge constraints now, and I'm going to put my symmetry on now for the last time, and just double check everything is connected properly, which I'm not entirely sure it is. I'm just going to delete that for now, go into my front view. Yeah, it's not, these aren't lined up properly. So I'm just going to grab all these vertices again along the middle of our character and just align these on the Y and then zero them out. So now that I've done that, I can put my symmetry back on, and I mean we got fairly close to the shape I wanted on the shoulders. Can even pull them up a little bit more maybe. Same with the back. Just kind of to give this a little bit more lift. Then I mean on the back you can see he's not got spine really, so what you can actually do to just mimic the spine is just grab all these and just move them in slightly. Now what you'll see is it's given that kind of dip in there where someone muscular like this wouldn't have their spine sticking out, so it's just kind of pulled in a little bit like that. And I'm just gonna collapse this to an editable poly again, so I'm getting rid of my symmetry now, so the entire character is one model now. And just have a look at everything again. Just double check everything and triple check it and whatnot. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So we have our character here. Something wrong with his chin, apparently. What is that? I think this is coming out too far. No. What I'm going to do is select the entire character. No, I'm going to press Alt V to bring up this overlapping vertices thing again. again. Just check that there's no overlapping vertices, so the tolerance is quite low and it's not detecting any, so that's good. Just turn that on with Alt V. I don't know if I said that. So yeah, I think this is pretty good now. I'm just going to put Turbo Smooth on to see what he looks like. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, again, he's almost 2000 polygons, this character, in the low polygon version. And with the Turbo Smooth on, then obviously he's a lot higher, he's like 15,000. But, I mean, if we're looking at modern day kind of game characters, like say Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and PC, this would be extremely low. I mean, this is low enough to be a mobile game character at the minute. And with the Turbo Smooth on, he's going up to 15,000. That's low for a current gen character even. So you can see we'd have this kind of amount of topology to work with if we were doing it for a current gen game, and we'd still have plenty to spare. I mean, I'll show you just a quick example. This character here is for a game called D4. It's for the Xbox One and PC. This example here, you can see it's quite low poly. This is the original one that was originally developed on the Xbox 360. So you can see the topology and stuff, and you can see in his hand he's got quite a few triangles. So as I was saying when we were doing the hand, I put in a couple of triangles and kind of argued the point that triangles aren't the end of the world, whereas some people will tell you that they are. But this is a AAA company, and I mean their hand model has triangles in it, so obviously they're fine. So, but you can see here the low polygon kind of Xbox 360, so last gen console kind of resolution. You can see all the edge loops that they have as well. Then you can see here is the Xbox One version, which looks a lot denser in polygons, and I mean it kind of looks like our character when we put the Turbo Smooth on. But down here it says in Japanese, so I'm not going to read it, but the Xbox 360 version, which is A, and then the Xbox One version A, or version B, is here, and you can see here it says 40,000 polygons in this character. So that's 40,000, and we're sitting at 15,000. So if we added another like 25,000 polygons to this, you can imagine the amount of extra detail we could get where we need. So as it stands right now, this is quite good character, I think. And again, the low poly version, just under 2,000. And this is this entire series finished now for the game character model. The next set of videos will go through rigging the character, so we'll be making a rig for this character and skinning it, and then we'll be able to animate it and get it walking around and stuff, and then we'll bring it into Unity and just do some basic kind of character controller stuff to get him kind of walking around with the keyboard or mouse or whatever. So yeah, that's that entire bit done. So hopefully you managed to stick through all this. I know it was quite long, but having to explain everything in such detail has kind of dragged the videos longer and longer than I really wanted, but I think I needed to make them long to keep this information in it, rather than skipping over stuff and some people just kind of lost because they don't know what I mean. Because at the end of the day, this is for beginner character modeling, so I'm not expecting people to have made a character before when they start this. So hopefully the pace and the amount of information I gave you was helpful, and hopefully I see you in my next set of videos. So thanks a lot, and bye.